Alright, I need to beat jonts twice. And if I don't do that, then I'm probably not going to stay in A. If I do that, then I'm going to stay in A. Um, well, this is kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, I can do... So I can do a sycophant open, which will then let me coastal haven all of these estates, and then I could trash all of my estates on the following turn. Could maybe even end up trashing the sycophant. Longer term here, I guess this is like replace fortress, so there's really quite a lot of incentive to be getting thin quite quickly here. So I think that's gonna be the path here. And then we're doing, like replace fortress. You want to get some draw. Certainly, there might be an argument to be made for doing some cultist stuff. I guess you just hold, what, 2 estates if you do this thing? Maybe you just hold 1 estate back? Well, I'm pretty sure you do open with the sycophant. How many estates do you want to hold here? I'm guessing... And the answer is 1 or 2. Probably 2, just to make sure that you get both of the estates, and that gives you a little bit better chance of, you get through a little bit more stuff. On the following turn. I'm pretty unsure about the sycophant being like any good, but I think it's probably better than nothing. So here I could trash the sycophant, which seems fairly appealing. If I do that, then I'm holding back both of these estates again. Obviously buying nothing. I guess I could trash the sycophant and hold back, like, not both of the estates. Really not sure. This is a weird open. I guess we probably just trash the sycophant, because we can... we really just want to be getting into fortress replace as fast as possible. We do need a plan to hit 5, but that can just kind of be like coastal haven a little bit. Let's just hold back 1 estate here. I think continuing to try and shorten these shuffles with coastal haven, given how important it is to be the first to this replace fortress stuff, is probably pretty wise, be my guess. I gotta decide on if I want silver or if I'm just trying to hit 5 with 5 coppers. Probably just trying to hit 5 with 5 coppers and just go ahead and take the fortress here. And Hope I don't draw the fortress. Okay, that's good. I guess replace is probably the way to go. Probably just better than cultist still at this point. There's something to be said for going ahead and just taking cultist, but yeah, Spice Merchant seems pretty useful, certainly at some point here. Do I take a Spice Merchant myself? Do I trash here? I mean, I think I do trash here. I'm not crazy sold on the Spice Merchant relative to just taking another fortress here. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, so here I think I'm going to top deck like cultist and then maybe take... I could top deck... well, I'm going to top deck a 5 of some kind. I mean, the cultist does seem like a legitimate nuisance. And I could make use of this draw. Yeah, and probably to the point where that goat herd is going to also do some drawing for me. How likely are you to find your goat herd over there? Fairly. How important it is for me to not trash here is a question. Probably not a huge deal. I'm gonna trash. I guess Wayfarer. It's kind of not great. I regret trashing with Goat Herd, for what it's worth. Alternatives to Wayfarer would be like Estate. Probably just gonna take the Wayfarer and then add a Goat Herd to it. Well, there's Ruined Market. Of course, the alternative plus buy to Ruined Market is Spice Merchant, so that's not great. Although you really don't need any plus buy at all here to do like unlimited-ish stuff. So I don't think I'm going to be like holding back my cultist play, for example. I'm certainly not going to be buying Ruined Market straight up. All right, so now the problem I have is that we're both kind of like we have the same deck. Uh, except I have maybe a little more junk. I'd certainly like more village. I might not play my cultist this turn, mostly because terminal space. Kind of like to find the goat herd so that, you know, I can replace the fortress. But that doesn't seem like that's going to be happening. So it goes. I guess we'll take silver here. I think we're pretty guaranteed to be able to draw it back up. And then we are gonna just play through this stuff. Take, what do I want to take? I probably just want like more replace, more fortress. So I could like replace silver to replace and play abandoned mine and buy fortress. As strange as that kind of is. It seems like those are the two cards I want, and that's them. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do it. Boy, this is a really min-maxy game. I'm gonna be looking to get all the wheelwrights. is what I was gonna say. Do I still want my coppers? I'm gonna say no. Okay, so we have to play the Wayfarer, but then we'll be able to play Fortress. And now we can start doing this. Well, yeah, we're certainly playing Fortress. Do I want a free sycophant? Um, maybe? Maybe not. I mean, I'm not that insanely ahead on draw. It's not really more useful to have the sycophant around than like nothing. I don't think I'm really that able to like have extra stuff at the end of my turn. Reasons to buy it are obviously it makes greening a little nicer, which I plan to start doing next turn. Okay, fine. I'll take it. This hand for me is looking rather ominous, I must say. That said, I think I only have 3 cards down in my deck that are stop cards. Sycophant, Copper, and my other replace. But I need to find one of my 3 fortresses before I find one of those, so it's far, far from guaranteed from this point. And this is the kind of board where like if you miss a turn like I might be about to miss, then you just lose is what happens. Spine province, yeah. All right. Um, gross. I don't really want to toss draw. Um, but I think I can afford to toss the cultist. Um, maybe I toss the replace for like another cultist, another replace. Maybe a fortress even. Yeah, let's take a fortress. I think we're limited on that more than anything. Okay, this... What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? Okay. I guess at this point Sycophant's fine. Maybe you kind of dud over there if you're relying on Goatherd draw. If you don't find your Wayfarers. Okay, or you can have everything you need anyways. That also works. Yeah, that's annoying. But what are you gonna do? I think I could have maybe done some stuff a little bit differently in the mid game here, but not really. Like out of the 2-5, like the 2-5 was kind of rough, really. Maybe picking up a Spice Merchant would have been good, but I didn't really have a good point in the game for that. Like maybe there was one of the when I opened with the Fortress, maybe that being a Spice Merchant to get me thin a little quicker would have been good, but I did kind of need the village at that point. Maybe going for a little more wheelwright over replace a little quicker would have been good. There's things that I could have done differently, but none of them seem like very impactful to me. I would guess Jonts is looking for a win line, but that it's probably not there. I think it's too many gains. These wheelwrights not discarding certainly sort of signals that. That said, you have way more points than me in a way better deck, so it doesn't matter. Because, having turns is better than not having turns by a substantial margin when the board is broken like this. I mean, it's turn 10, the game's over. All right, if I were to win, how would it be? I would be gaining all the replaces, all the fortresses, and then 2 provinces and an estate. That seems Not totally impossible, I have to say. Given that I have, 5 wayfarers and everything else that's happening. We'll certainly start by drawing cards. That's pretty clear. And then getting another fortress. So I'm going to want to be replacing my cultists, certainly. That's going to be part of this. Maybe playing the Wayfarer was bad. How many cards are these goat herds going to draw? Like a lot, right? Is that right? 2? Well, 2's not a lot. It's kind of a lot. Hey, yeah, looks like 2 is the answer. I think I kind of have to go for it. The alternatives to going for it would be like replace fortress to gold, and then we're just like trying to draw and replace into province. The problem with going for it is that I'm almost certainly not going to get there. But I do feel like almost certainly continues to be the correct way to think about it. Yeah, let's just keep drawing. I don't have enough draw or village. Okay. So here we're tossing wheelwright to gain replace, right? Or maybe we're tossing wheelwright to gain fortress. I guess fortress is fine. Actually, no, I'd rather get the fortress on top. Is that true? No, I don't. No, sorry. Sorry, jonts. Uh, yeah, now here's the problem. I'm out of draw. If I had all the draw I wanted, this would be fine. Which I guess means maybe I replace one of these sycophants into a goat herd. Yep, this worked about as well as I expected. So now we just like take a duchy and wayfarer, and we haven all this, and we hope that jonts misses 5 out of an 8-card hand. Yeah. I don't at all regret going for that. I was gonna lose anyways. Well, this is a good 5-2. My goodness. I would love for jonts to not have it, that's for sure. I guess there's a bit of a question of what do you do with it. Like you could take the enlarge, but it's got to be recruiter. Payload here is a little bit wonky. Given that it's Souk, and you've got no way to kind of artificially do stuff. But I think it's still like it's Souk all the way, and then maybe you end up with some enlarges and you can mill a little bit. But I'm going to start with Recruiter Ratcatcher. And then hope that my Recruiter isn't sitting on bottom. That would be amazing. Turn 3 would have been really amazing, but... do I want a gondola? Guess I do. And I am going to thin a copper here, because I'm almost definitely not hitting 5. Okay. This will be Souk. Hunter, huh? Yeah, I'm just gonna buy the card that makes my deck way better. Yeah, I mean, Smugglers is good. But I can also, like, next turn this Gondola and take a Smugglers myself here, which seems good to me. I'm going to trash this estate. I don't think the villagers are all that important. Okay. And this is just like Souk Ratcatcher, right? We're just hammer the Souks. I can't imagine that the Hunter thing is going to be better. I mean, you can get like Hunter and then you can get tunnels and stuff, but might be a gondola kill here. And then we're playing Smugglers, getting this Souk, and then doing it like this. Which seems amazing. I'm not really that interested in drawing cards. Kind of just want to like play 3 Souks. I already have 3 Souks. Guess maybe playing 4 Souks is kind of good. Maybe I can take like Hunter, Ratcatcher here. Just to kind of make sure that I'm playing my Souks, playing my Smugglers, playing my Recruiter. Yeah, I can be convinced of it. I don't know that it's right, but seems fine enough at least. buying gondola to play Souk is pretty cute. It does have the significant downside of the you have to buy gondola, but it's cute. All right, what did you gain? You gained an enlarge, which I think I'm interested in grabbing. Quite frankly. What do I want? I want probably Souk, and then I'm playing the recruiter, killing a hunter. Um, Maybe I'm killing the enlarge, actually, is what I'm doing. Yeah. It's not entirely ideal, but whatever. Let's take like a province. And then maybe like enlarge in another Souk. I definitely want the enlarge. Fourth Souk is probably fine. Yeah. The alternative would be a smuggler something. I'm not convinced by that. Okay, well this is a hand here. Would have been cool to see any of my draw, but I guess I'll just double province. What are the odds you can triple over there? With the enlarges, it's pretty decent, right? You can get to 18. All right, yeah, I'm gonna. We'll certainly take one. And then we'll take like 2 duchies here. And then we'll be enlarging the smugglers into an enlarge. Yeah, I think this makes your life more difficult than anything. Probably play this first Souk like first. What jonts could try and do is take like a bunch of duchies here with smugglers and stuff. But I think that has the pretty substantial problem of these decks get really, really rough with a bunch of duchies in them. Well, I guess maybe thinking that jonts could triple was a little goofy in retrospect. Well, maybe there is a shuffle where it happens. I mean, the thinking is it's just you in larger province, and then you play three Souks out of an empty hand, right? That gets it done. So, although maybe the points would have been fine. Unclear. Unclear to me. I do want another enlarge. All right. So here I could go ahead and play the Souk first, and then I'm playing the Hunter. Yeah, that seems right. And then I'm playing Recruiter. Guess I want the Souk here. Oh, now I've got to count. What a bother. If I okay, well I just got to count. So if I trash duchy, then I have a 4 and a 5. So that would let me take 2 provinces. And then I would lose to like 2 provinces plus, 2 provinces plus like duchy. Then that also makes the smugglers over there not do anything. If I just trash Souk and I take like a province, then yeah, the path to winning becomes a lot longer. But has the substantial advantage of I don't just lose. I think it's pretty hard over there to double plus stuff. Like to 2 provinces plus a duchy, I think is like really hard. So I think if I take just 2 provinces, that'll be fine. Trying to learn from my mistakes, even during the game. I'm pretty sure my 2 duchy turn was just wrong. Okay, well this is good to see. Given that I just need to win 2, it'd be really, really nice to win this one and have 2 more starts that I only need to win 1 of. So here do I start by playing in large and then Souk? Probably. I could even rat catcher. I could rat catcher the duchy, but I don't. I don't think that's necessary. So upsides of rat catchering the duchy. One, very cool thing to do. Um, Two is that it makes it so that if I find another Souk, I win. But I'm already in a situation where if I find another Souk, I win. Um, so it, I'm not gonna be silly, unfortunately. Well, we're playing it. Okay. Well, Dominion. It's all about what you have in your opening split, and nothing else matters, right? Well, sorta. Okay, this one looks thinky to me. My goodness. Keep Bandit Fort is fun. By some definition of the word fun. Your draw here is really dodgy, kinda, in a way, because but it's also like pretty solid. I mean, you got stowaways with another pile of durations that you want, which almost always means stowaways is good, especially with the the 3 gainers that you've got here. Um, Souk seems kind of relatively bad. I mean, I guess what you're doing, I mean, you want to dig for your bustling village. Like somebody at some point wants bustling villages, but neither player wants settlers. So if you get like well ahead, I guess you could sort of start digging. But if you're not well ahead, or if right, both players are sort of playing the same game, then you're just going to end up like playing a bridge troll each turn and like gaining stowaways until those are out. But then if you're overdrawing at all, right, that's when you start being able to play ironworks for ironworks. So, anyways, I think the open is going to be just stowaway ironworks. And then I'm just going to try to sort of get all the stowaways. You have enough ironworks that you can dig for bustling if you need to. If stowaways run and you're starting to buy bridge trolls and run out of terminal space. And I think that's sort of just the way to look at this board, really. I think all the other stuff is kind of noise. So that'll be the plan. Okay. I immediately don't know what to do again. Do I want more ironworks? Not really. Also, kind of, I do. It's of course like really dangerous to buy stowaway here. So maybe I don't. Maybe I just take a silver. Seems fine. Glad I didn't buy stowaway. It's not that huge of a deal, but Settlers is so good at just immediately reminding you that it's going to do nothing. Okay. Well, I guess we're taking an artisan. And now I think I'm just going to go all in. Like, now that I can gain 3 stowaways, I think this is just going to be 3 stowaways. And hopefully you don't have... Here's my trusty settlers. Just making real sure that I'm not going to get anything done. There's jonts settlers, of course behaving as settlers must. Okay. I think we are going to take a bridge troll here, even though, like, Souk trashes. Now what? I don't really want anything. Could I take a province? How crazy would province be? Pretty crazy. But nothing else really makes my deck any better. So maybe I am taking province. And maybe we just keep this game kind of ugly and we say, you know, if you want to dig for bustling for me, go ahead. Otherwise, this game's just going to be kind of gross nothing. This is sure not much of a turn. We're going to be able to put some pile pressure on. I don't really want to open up the bustling village pile for you over there, so I'm not going to. Oh man, settlers drew a copper. What is that crap? So here I guess I like gain bridge troll. Use that to play the stowaway. I don't know, maybe. The alternative is gain settlers and then artisan a bustling on top. Which I would say is not super amazing sounding, certainly. I could put an artisan on top. The stowaway activation there of the other side was quite bad. My settler's going to draw a copper. No, it's not. I would love to find an Acropolis, but getting what you love is not in the cards today, is it? Well, not at this moment, at least. Gee, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't know if jonts has any stowaways in hand. That would be good to know. Um, if I were to just take 2 ironworks myself and then top deck a bridge troll, stay ahead on points, and keep this game moving. That's a thing. Silver is worth a point, right? Or like more than that. It's worth like 3 points. Oh well, jonts has 1 silver. We both have 1 silver, right? Uh, oh wait, I had. Whoa. Okay, yeah, no. That's right. We both had 1 silver. Yeah, that's how points work. I'm there now. All right, we're in the gaining coppers portion of this game. Um, I mean, I guess I just had to play this bridge troll. And then could take a copper myself. It's kind of all bad. Potential for me to just pass here. I could also just take like 2 coppers. Is that what we're going to end up doing? Just... So it is kind of this situation where this is just going to get like totally gross. Also, hilarious that my my settlers is here. Just really good stuff. I'll be able to top deck it with artisan. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna pick up a copper with his settlers. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna take bridge troll here, even though it's gonna let you do that. And then I'm gonna take like a this and a this. I could take another silver to put you further back there, but I'd probably just take another copper. That's pretty nice for me, for sure. That's really nice. I guess if you're in Johnson's position, you're thinking like you just need to keep playing bridge trolls. There's really no other way back in. But I'm gonna win the game. All right. I think that means I stay in A. I have an urge to go check the standings now, so that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, that'll put me above Mick. Well, it is the day of the 2 5s for me. This one looks less amazing than Recruiter. What do I want on 5? What are we doing? We're looting. Got all the loot we want, except it's just going to be doubloons. Those balloons seems kind of fine here, actually. So it'll be Chalice. Double Craftsman open. I mean, there's a lot of 5s you want. But Craftsman kind of stinks. Do I just take Trickster here? There's no trashing, right? That's the theme of this little board. So yeah, I mean that makes it pretty obviously Trickster, right? Maybe a second Trickster before anything else, even. Maybe a Marauder before a Village, even. Yeah, I mean the trashing's just too good. Or I should say junking is too good in a kingdom that doesn't have trashing. Do I want a craftsman of my own? Do I want a silver? Probably silver is fine. I don't really want silver. Could take a tent with an eye on garrison. Maybe craftsman at this point is kind of fine for me. Use it to gain bazaars. Definitely lots of terminals in the deck, but it's more important to play a terminal every turn than it is to avoid collisions and this sort of thing. I'm pretty sure this is going like extremely well for me. Definitely not sure. That's the feeling I'm getting. It's so tempting to try and take garrison and draw, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. Um, I think silver is probably better than nothing. These could be some very sad tricksters. Wow, yeah. At some point, Pilgrim here is going to be a little bit appealing for me. Is that point now? I'm going to say yeah. I don't actually have that many terminals at this point that I'm all that interested in playing. Just put Workers' Village on top, buy another Pilgrim. Could take a looting. Um, man, I wouldn't hate having a loot. Yeah, okay, that's a good one. Probably take Bazaar. Feel like I'm a little short on Village. Let's just keep taking draw. For John's Chalice is actually pretty decent at this point. Yeah, clearly putting junk on top. Let's just take Bazaar and then... I don't think the figurine deck has any chance, really, especially given how this game started. Okay, we'll just play all this. Probably should have left a workers' village on top there, is what I should have done, but oh well. Okay, well that's amazing. I mean, it's turn 20. How did it get to be turn 20 already? We just need more draw. A little bit of an interesting question here about, do I leave 2 pilgrims on top? I'm going to say yeah, because even if I don't draw a village with them, you have to leave 1 on top for next turn. Oh boy, that's not good. We might see like turn 40 here. This is wild. Well, certainly keeping the pilgrim. Let's take like... Let's take 2 bazaars and a tent. Why not? All right, this keeps happening. I mean, this is what I asked for. Again, I gotta just put draw there. Yes, workers' village is fine to just keep taking. I think don't panic for me. Don't take duchies. Just look to take provinces. Like, I should be able to have some big old turns before this game's over. I guess there's a chance that you could say that for me playing Trickster here is actually the thing to do. All right, well, that's a clear strategy over there. I could take a duchy now, perhaps. Maybe it's fine. Should be able to find, yeah, my tent here. Oh, right, tent is not Tint is not garrison for anyone anyone paying attention, which excludes me. I guess the state's probably better than nothing. Probably just play this trickster by province, right? Now it's advantageous for me to start taking piles down. So probably just play craftsman here, and then we take duchy, estate, and win. Or we just take duchy and win. Like the turn after. Yeah, seems fine. I guess leave, yeah. That had to be no fun for jonts. I missed how many turns that ended up being, but I'm pretty sure we were like deep into the 30s. I of course had those really bad pilgrims kept like missing these humongous shuffles plus all being together, which is about as bad as things could have gone for me. All right. This one. It's Shepherd draw. Secret Cave activation looks important, but not as important as usual. Given that there's not really great wish targets to gain. So you can Fairy Infirmary, and that trashes quite a lot. Downside to that is that trashing quite a lot doesn't really help that much. Because you need to trash coppers. You could try and put like pathfinding on shepherds and then just like kind of spam those. You would need a plan to hit 8. Getting lucky might be the way to do that. You're limited on gains here, right? Like importer and popping lamp are the only extra gains, apart from if you wanted silvers for some reason. I don't think you can get away with playing like not engine, especially given that Corsair's here. But if you're trashing with Infirmary, you're trashing like coppers. Maybe you trash an estate or something. You could open just like Secret Cave Shepherd and just say whatever. Let's ball and just sort of buy different stuff. Eventually you buy pathfinding on Shepherd. Eventually you pop lamp. I'm gonna do it. Well, this is kind of unfairly good. could take a silver here. Reasoning being helps me pop lamp more than anything else would. Shantytown would also do that even better though, so it should be Shantytown, right? Well, I say that as a well, if I'd have it right. This is quite sad, but ultimately kind of fine. Corsair seems like the best card here in terms of helping me do the thing I want to do. I'm not going to draw extra here. I'm just going to take another Shepherd here, question mark. Could be an importer. Yeah, let's do the importer. I think eventually this deck is actually, it is probably going to be like importers, Duchy Duke, Shepherd, Pathfinding Shepherd. That's sort of the full build. One, two, three, four, five, six. Could discard, but that just puts a lot of crud in the pile. So, I'm not going to do it. Importer, I guess. Shepherd, maybe. Yeah, let's do Shepherd at this point. And then, yeah, very, very much just going to focus from this point on Pathfinding on Shepherd, try and get the draw as consistent as I can. Maybe look for a place to do an Infirmary overpay, get rid of some choppers. But just really just be trying to jam Shepherds and green cards into this deck. And with Cave and all these Shepherds, I should be able to hit 8 at some point. I think I'm going to start wishing for duchies like pretty fast here. Like that seems kind of like the way to go, really. Could wish for 2 more duchies here. Or I could just discard stuff. Like save my wishes. I would like to hit 3 here. So maybe turning one of these wishes into... like a Shepherd eventually makes sense, but I think I might just end up to just play Corsair by Importer. I really would like more Importer. I forgot about that, this whole deal. This will just be a shepherd, I think, pretty clearly. I think my plan for this coming turn is probably just take fourth and fifth duchies. I'm not extremely certain that for me taking duchy over province is correct. I definitely wouldn't mind having more importer in this deck. But it's kind of hard to find the right time to add it. I guess I could add it now. And just hope I'm going to draw. Which, given that my deck is as good as it is, was a good plan. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, so do I buy province here or do I just buy another duchy? I could also buy like shepherd. Um, I'm gonna take the province. And this hand I have here is really nice. The thought being, I don't like. I want to make sure that I don't get passed on the Duchy Duke stuff, but it's not actually that efficient of a means of scoring by means of just purchase. So, but the fact that I'm not dudding this upcoming turn, I think, kind of just means the game is over unless I have like really lots and lots of bad turns in a row. This is such a... These draws are so good. I guess I take. I mean, this is another hand that's like awesome. And I don't deserve. Like, I should be dudding. At some point in this game, I deserve to dud, given that I'm carrying all these coppers. But the advantage is that I'm just not. So. Kind of feel for jonts, really. Jonts has had like no chance in several of these games. But that's Dominion, especially at the higher levels. You more just want to try to not blow the games that you're handed victory on rather than anything else. This board looks kind of fun. It looks kind of hard, honestly. Well, Fishmonger's certainly nice on the 2-5. So Marchland, I think there's some potential here that you could just pile like pretty darn quickly on Marchland plus, I don't know, Border Guard plus Fishmonger or Ironmonger or something else that gets kind of low. I think I'm gonna open like Monkey Ironmonger and then take a War Chest. I say with not a lot of conviction. But I think I'm going to take the Monkey. I definitely don't hate the Fishmonger over the Monkey in the open. Probably just take more Ironmonger. Oh no, Journey is definitely the thing I'm buying here. Okay. And now I'll take, I guess, Monkey probably. Oh, this is bad. Well, yeah, it's Dominion. After having a bunch of really pretty fortunate in truth shuffles, I get a second player golden sombrero to try and deal with here in this last one. I still don't feel very behind, really. And that's because I'm not. Should probably be Journey here. Yeah. Now you have to decide over there if the twos are better than nothing, given that I get a card. Are you just in a maelstrom again over there? Okay, well, I would have liked to have a monkey down, but what are you gonna do? I could buy Journey myself in order to get a monkey down, which sounds pretty reasonable. Um, Probably pair it with a silver. I think I do want silver because it'll let me buy another silver candlestick maker, maybe. I'm just gonna take silver. I kind of think this is the kind of board where eventually, like, monkey's just gonna draw you everything, so you don't really need to worry about stuff in terms of having junk. Plus, you have, Journey to smooth out your treasure hands. The issue becomes Ironmonger is like really hard to make work here. Okay. How aggressive do I want to be on Marchland? Kind of fairly. I think I want to play this monkey though. Maybe I just play this monkey and like buy war chest. As unspectacular as that sounds, I think that is going to be the best path for me here. The non-terminal gaining from war chest is, efficient here, given that your terminal stuff is rough and your other payload is pendant silver. Guess we probably want a few more Ironmongers before we really start going in on Marchland. Okay, well, it's certainly a Journey buy. It might be Journey Maelstrom. Yeah. Okay, maybe an advisor is decent. Seems pretty decent. Maybe just another monkey is better. But I definitely have terminal problems that aren't going to be getting any easier anytime soon. Ist Portugal beste Oust keine Karten? 9. I don't know if that's true, but I also don't know how good of German that was. Well, I know it wasn't like completely horrible. I don't want you to have more Ironmongers, probably. I think better is the German word that I don't know. I don't think Biesta is the word for better. could say like der Großartigkarte for like the greater card, I think, kinda. Or maybe that's just great. I don't know. My German's pretty rough. It's fun though. It's a fun language. It's a horrible, horrible fun language. Okay. Well, I'm definitely buying Journey. I think I might start on the Marchlands now. I can gain the Marchland. Well, maybe Pendant is actually what I should be doing first, really. Okay, well, I have 6, 10. So yeah, let's take Pendant. Um, and oh yeah, we got someone in chat. Sorry, I just had to mute for now on my end. Um, the for the person in chat, this is a Dominion League game on Dominion.games against jonts. If you want to go there and try and find it, I'm playing and talking about it. We're almost done though. Um, okay, as far as the decision here, maybe I hold back a silver and I just buy like Journey Ironmonger here. Um, now let's buy Journey and take like another war chest. That's what we're gonna do. And I don't really need the Marchland now. Let me just take more Advisor. Now we take the Ironmonger. So I think now I'll be going pretty hard into Marchland. Second Monkey may make sense before, in addition to all of that. I don't really want you to name War Chest, play War Chest, so I'm gonna name War Chest. Okay, I guess we're playing Advisors first here. We're gonna get Monkey tossed on us. No, we play one Ironmonger. Okay, I was hoping to hit an action there with the idea being that it would allow us to play Fishmonger at the point of time that we wanted to play Fishmonger, but this will just be another journey. I kind of want another War Chest. I mean, it's a really good card for me out of these. All right, what do I got here? I got 2, 7, 9, plus 4. So I have 13. I can get to 14. That seems like a really good number in 3 buys. So we can take Journey. And then we can take like, I don't know, I could take like 2 pendants. Maybe Pendant Ironmonger. Maybe Pendant Monkey. I really want to make sure I find my monkey, and I have 2, 3 stop cards down there. So I'm going to find the monkey. Unless I buy 2 more stop cards and they both end up on top, of course. So yeah, let's take Pendant Monger. More Advisor. Let's just take Marshland. Then we can take like Advisor and another monkey, I guess, seems kind of reasonable at this point. I think I just continue to not want you to be able to gain and play War Chest. So I think my plan is to take probably like the rest of the Marchlands next turn, if I'm allowed to do that. Probably best to leave the monkey. Yeah, that makes a decent amount of sense to go ahead and block Marchland on me here. It's not going to actually affect me at all, though. I think just continuing to take Ironmongers. Definitely taking Journey. I guess the gold is probably fine. It's pretty fortunate that I found my monkey here. This could have gone really poorly. Just take duchy. Keep taking mongers, seems fine. Marchland. And more advisor, more monger. More buys, maybe. So maybe I want a monger of the fish variety. I'm gonna bet iron's still the way to go. You're probably going to be able to come back around, right, to the fishmonger. I think you've got enough draw for that. I'm not sure. Let's put the fishmonger in the discard. So yeah, Johnston empty marchlands, but that has the distinct problem of now Jonts is behind going into this next turn, and piles are kind of low. Name's Duchy. Kind of want more buys. More than anything. Jonts has 2 monkeys down, which is worrying. But again, Jonts only has, the 2 buys plus 2 war chests. I guess I sort of have the ability to have multiple sources of buys, so. I could kind of go for another turn with Journey, but I don't think that's going to be. I don't think that actually makes any sense. With more Ironmonger. I guess I block a state here. I'll at least I'll just assume that Jonts is correct about wanting estates. I mean, Jonts probably could use another buy, but given that Jonts is behind, I don't think that going for like more buys and being able to pile is actually all that scary relative to just getting more points. Well, I may or may not actually be drawing here. I could play this second fishmonger. Um, and then with my war chest, I'm gaining a buy, and then planning on drawing, even though that I'm not actually going to be able to draw. This is 8. It's 12 as is. So I probably do want to get to. Well, maybe 12 is fine. Maybe I'm just buying like Journey Province. If I bring the monkey pile down to 3, it still doesn't really work. Unless, I mean, it does make Jonts have to. Yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. Do I want monkey at this point? I don't think I care about monkey at this point. This is not enough. Is duchy better than nothing? It's very, very important that I don't let 16 get hit over there. Actually, taking the duchy itself seems kind of inconsequential. I think the first one makes sense because I can still just be far enough behind on points where Johnston sort of to take duchies back on me or take monkeys. But the second doesn't. Pretty sure we don't want you finding pendants above all else. Guess if I 5-1 this, I haven't checked. It might be possible that I get myself into the championship match. I don't want war chests. I do want advisors. This advisor Marchland deck is doing what it should be doing. Do I have enough to win 4-7-9, right? All right, see y'all.